Our fourth and final selection in today's episode sees 18th place Wolves hosting 5th place Newcastle, and Wolves once again fell behind in their last match against Forest, a feat which has been accomplished in all three of their Premier League games. Unlike the two opening games, though, Wolves did manage to summon up an equaliser not 2 minutes later as Mario Lemina found Bellegarde to level the game up. From there, it was a holdout kind of display from Wolves, and the second half numbers illustrate this perfectly. However, they did manage to pick up a point on the road, their first point of the season. The main thing for O'Neill's side is to see a bounce back after the 6-2 hammering at the hands of Chelsea, and they definitely showed this in their last match. They play a Newcastle side who, in their last game, Harvey Barnes managed to break the deadlock against Spurs. A Dan Burn own goal gave Newcastle a bit of a cause for concern, and Spurs did pile on the pressure late on the game. However, Newcastle stood strong and Jonathan Isaac scored the winning goal to hand Newcastle a 2-1 victory at home. That result now means that Newcastle are one of 7 sides that are unbeaten heading into Matchday 4, the 1-1 draw against Bournemouth sandwiched by 2 narrow wins. When we look at the head-to-head record, Newcastle won the previous encounter between these sides in convincing style, winning 3-0 with goals from Isaac, Gordon and Livramento, and both sides did create a similar amount of chances, but there was a real gulf in the quality of chances created. Newcastle's 5 big chances racked up an XG of 2.19, compared to Wolves' 12 efforts, equaling just 0.8. Longer term, Newcastle are unbeaten in the last 5 meetings, winning thrice. And speaking of winning, Wolves have only picked up a single win in the last 11 Premier League encounters. All of the above points to Newcastle being the favourites, and at even money it is very tempting to back them outright. In line with my thinking this episode, just coming off an international break and unsure of the early season form, I'm going to lay the home side. If you're feeling braver than me, feel free to back Newcastle for either a half stake or a full stake, but I'm going conservative here. I'm going to lay the home side in the final bet of today's episode.